Guys, we'll make this kind of quick. It's September 29th. Me and Logan got done with work again fairly early, and we slipped out here to another place that we have to hunt that we hadn't hunted yet this year. I sat here for maybe an hour opening day, and then a rainstorm moved in and I had to get out. But we've done a lot of work here putting a food plot in this summer, and it looks really good right now. We've got a kind of a mix of a bunch of different stuff between clover and some different brassicas and peas and oats and a little bit of everything. But we're strictly on a doe mission tonight, so we'll see how it goes. I've had some on the camera in daylight in this food plot, and we kind of previous years we've noticed we're getting them on camera and then we hunt and we don't see them even with good wind, so we tried to come in the back door this time, a little different access to see if that helps. It's about 20 to 6 right now, so we got about 2 hours of sitting here. We'll see if we can get lucky. One closest to us is definitely the big one. Okay. I think it's there may only be one fawn, dude. I can't tell. How far this is a big one, dude. Yeah, I think it should be bigger. 1, 2, 3. Oh shit.
Did I shoot?
What do you think, Kyle?
Hit right on her heart.
We almost got it.
The food plot worked. God, I wish that would have worked.
Dude, my pin was on her heart good. Like
Mine too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was perfect.
I just had too much yardage on the side. Well, the incredible beginning of the year continues. We tried to 1, 2, 3 those does, both shot at the same time. Those deer ducked like crazy. I wasn't really planning on shooting until the last minute, so I didn't quite have my sight set on what I needed to. I had 35 yards buried on a deer that was probably 30. And Logan put 30 on his, and it was near 32 yards, and she ducked like crazy and caught it in the spine. So, but we got some more meat in the freezer. It's been an awesome beginning of the year. What do you think?
Doe Patrol.
all those long hours on that food plot this summer just kind of become worth it. I killed 2 does here last year. Logan hadn't even seen a deer from a tree stand from over here until tonight, so he now believes there's deer here. We're gonna give him a few minutes. The doe I shot at was like old grandma doe, and that's the one we really wanted to kill. We had her dead to rights right here at 15 yards, but we let him get on out the food plot, so maybe we'd both have an opportunity. We're gonna give it a few minutes, and we'll go ahead and get down and get her out of here.
Well, when I seen the deer coming down, the lead doe, the oldest one, she's really smart. She come halfway down the ridge, you could hear them. I just looked over and I seen her, and she kind of cut off the trail out down in this ditch to look into the food plot to see if there was anything out there. So she cut back on the trail, come down right here, and she kind of looked this way, looked that way, and she kind of fed off towards us a little, smelled around, and she finally worked her way into the food plot, but it took her probably 5 or 6 minutes to do it.
Probably the whole key to this food plot is this plot screen here. We just bought the frigid forage stuff, but you can do like sorghum and a few different ones, but as you can see, it's super tall, which now it's starting to die out and lay over, but it gave us really some good seclusion.
Thing went in deeper than I thought it did.
Let's see how'd the broadhead hold up.
It's not broke. It's got some crap in it.
Yep. Blades are still
bent right here, but
yeah.
I mean, it's hard to even pull it out.
She's really a bigger doe than I thought. Alright, well, we got her, guys. Obviously, it didn't have to track too far. Logan made a pretty good shot. She just happened to duck a bunch. Look, she's got clover in her mouth right now.
Yeah.
This food plot's like helped us tremendously. I think we still got some other does we're going to go after, but if there's one thing I'd say we learned on this whole deal, well, 2, is the access. We've kind of gotten lazy on how we come into this place, and we just come in, you know, the same way down this trail and walk right up to the stand. Well, had we done that today, I think no doubt that first doe would have...
Oh yeah, she would have busted it.
Yeah, I think she would have got the ground scent for sure. So we just kind of come in the back door, and it ended up paying off pretty big. But I think another thing too that we learned is just how much these deer can duck on these still evenings. That was something we talked about early on.
Yeah, definitely learned from it.
Yeah, Logan cut, a couple yards like normal, but I mean, you'll see in the video, this deer might have ducked a foot before that arrow got there. So definitely something to be mindful of if you have those still mornings and you start, or still mornings or evenings, and you start pushing those shots out there 30 yards plus. Probably want to aim a little lower and maybe take off a few extra yards.
I'm shooting pretty fast too. It's like 282, so.
Yeah. Yep. We definitely learned a lot. This may not be a big buck, but we think that access, just thinking about that access, that's going to help tremendously, even if it's not just for here, but everyone needs to kind of think outside the box. You kind of get into a rut of doing the same thing over and over and over, and
yep.
I don't think it's any coincidence that we changed it up this one time and we killed a deer. So,
well, every time I've hunted here, I've hunted the food plot stand, and all last year I hunted it, and maybe the year before that we hunted it quite a bit, and I never saw a deer. And I always come in right from here and just walked right up to the stand. Well, we just thought a little bit outside the box today, and it worked out.
Absolutely. I think that's something we'll probably continue to do, even if we're not hunting here or just anywhere we go. But we're going to try and get her field dressed and get her to the cooler, and we're definitely very thankful for the beginning of the year we've had.
Oh, yeah.
It's been 10 times better than we could have even dreamed for. So, but it's still just getting started. Hopefully we can get fortunate and get a deer maybe in Ohio, and got a couple other hunts. But thanks for watching. All right, real quick before we call it quits here, we wanted to just take a second and show you our tree stand, and it is in that tree right about there. It's just one of those stands. I mean, it's way above this food plot. I mean, the stand's probably only 18, 20 foot off the ground. There's a stand we were sitting in. It sits really high above this food plot, as you can see. It's probably only about 18 foot off the ground, maybe less on the shooter stand, that lower stand. But where it's on the side of that hill, it really puts you way above the deer. You got tons of cover. I don't think there'd be any chance in the world that we'd get picked off in that one unless we were doing jumping jacks. But we're running out of daylight. We're going to get this doe taken care of.